In life, many of our decisions and actions are based on the opinions of other people, rather than what we actually want to pursue and create. And more than that, the potential opinions of other people, or rather the predictions of their opinions that we've conjured up in our own minds, oftentimes before we even receive any feedback at all, whether that feedback would be positive or negative. Ultimately, what I'm trying to get at is the fact that we care what other people think. And like everything, it's unfair. Some people are just naturally inclined to not care at all what other people think, and for other people it's so debilitating that they'll go their whole life without ever doing something true to them, just simply from fear of judgment. So how did I stop caring what people think, and how can you do the same? Well, the simple answer, and you might not like this, is that you can't. Not all the way. The truth is that there'll always be some level of self-doubt, and there definitely isn't any level of material gain or achievement that will ever get rid of this fully. Like, you might not realize it, but a lot of the biggest artists in the world who have millions of fans, they're so rich, they're on top of the world, they have everything they've ever wanted, they're still crippled by this exact same feeling. It's a big reason why a lot of them turn to addiction or just drop off the face of the earth altogether. Their work's forever unfinished. But this isn't bad news, not necessarily. It's not news at all, it's just a truth of life. It's just how it is and how it always will be. And so if you're one of these people who are naturally inclined to care a lot about the opinions and judgments of other people, the sooner that you accept this truth that there'll always be a little bit of lingering self-doubt there, the sooner that you can create and express in spite of that feeling. And a lot of times, from what I've seen and what I've experienced, it does improve with age. But by no means is that just an excuse to be waiting around for something to magically change, because it won't. And look, here's the important part. You have to listen to me very carefully when I say what I'm about to say. You have to enjoy what you are doing more than you fear what people might have to say about it. Okay, I'm going to say that again, because this is the key to the equation. You have to enjoy what you are doing more than you fear what people might have to say about it. Okay? Because no one is forcing you to do anything. If your fear of other people's judgment is that debilitating, you don't have to do whatever it is that you're afraid of them judging. You simply don't have to do it. No one's forcing you. Whatever it is, it might be, it could literally be anything, right? Whether it's meeting new people or putting yourself out there on the internet or anything else, right? Starting a new hobby, it's always the same. If the fear is that bad, you can simply walk away and put it behind you and move on with your life. And then the fear is gone. Problem solved, right? Well, no, not really. I know that is not ideal, right? That's probably not what you wanted to hear, but you gotta hear me out. The important part is how you reacted to what I just said. What I just said about leaving what you did in the past, letting it go, and walking on away and moving on with your life. How internally you reacted to that. That is what's important here. Because if what I just said made you feel relaxed or positive, then I believe I've just solved your problem. You can simply move on, go away, and do something else with your life. Something that doesn't scare you so much. And it goes back to what I said, right? Then your fear of what people might have to say is more than how much you love the thing. But there's another reaction that you could have had. A reaction that maybe you did have. When I said that you could just walk away and get rid of your fear permanently, maybe you rejected that. Maybe your brain was like, no, we need to find a way. We need to make sure that we don't walk away from this. And then there you go. That is clear proof to yourself that you love what you are doing or what you want to do more than your fear of what other people have to say about it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. You might have to rewatch the video or just rewatch that section again so that it kind of clicks, because I understand it may be a little bit confusing. And then if you've learned that you don't want to walk away from whatever it is that you're scared of people judging you for, then you have to pursue it. Because if it's that important to the point where you'll head directly into fear just to focus on this thing or express yourself in this particular way, then would you not agree that you were destined to do this at some point anyway? That all paths lead to this particular route, this destination in your life. And it was wrapping my head around this concept which paradoxically made me stop caring what other people thought anyway. Because after I did what I was afraid to do, the fear did dissipate. I'm not saying it went away fully, but it definitely dissipated to a manageable level. And that wasn't even the most important part. When you pursue something that you're afraid of, but something that you long for, you realize that the fear is worth it. And maybe it wouldn't be so exhilarating or special if there was no fear there in the first place. And that's about it. Again, if this didn't make sense, I really encourage you to rewatch the video. And if it did click with you, or you just enjoyed, I'd really appreciate a like and a comment and a subscribe. And you can feel free to check out my other videos. Most of them aren't quite as serious as this. But yeah, I really appreciate it. And I'll see you later. Goodbye.